Hey, this is Halston Williams. I'm a violin and fiddle instructor at Zomac School of Music, and today we're going to kind of do an intro video. Let's say you just got your instrument, whether you call it a violin or a fiddle, the same instrument. The style is different, but where do you go from there? Maybe you're not quite ready to take lessons, or maybe you're not going to take lessons. Either case, how do we get started on this? So the first thing that I like to break down is just some of the anatomy of the instrument first off, so you're kind of more familiar. So if we're looking at the front of the instrument and we start towards the bottom, we have the tailpiece, and this is going to connect how we go from bottom to top on as far as the strings go together. So the tailpiece is used to hold the strings at the bottom of the instrument. It's connected to a point right here called the end pin. And then you'll see on the tailpiece we have these little metal tuners, and those are used for fine tuning adjustment for our strings. Now we have a little piece of wood here, and that's called the bridge, and its purpose is to elevate the strings. That way we can actually have playability there. So on the fingerboard here, when we put our fingers down, because that bridge raises the strings above the fingerboard, it actually gives us playability there. And then when we get to the top here, we have four tuning pegs, and those are used for major tuning adjustment if a string is really sharp or really flat or really out of tune. And the tuning peg's other purpose is it holds the string. The string is wound around them, and they're held in by tension. Also, you have two sound holes, so that's just for resonance for when you're playing a note. So if they weren't there, that would be dampened greatly. It would sound like you're playing a piece of wood, just a solid piece of wood. So now let's move on to the bow. The bow is pretty simple. What I'm doing right now is this very end that turns. This is called the screw, and it literally is just a screw. So if we pull it out here, there we go. It is a screw. And what it does is it connects these two pieces. It connects this part, which is the stick, and this part here, which is called the frog, that houses the hair. And it also has a thread on the frog. So that the screw's purpose, it can loosen and tighten the frog, which loosens and tightens the hairs on the bow. Now when we're playing with the bow, when we're playing with the bow on a string, in a lot of books and everything, there'll either be the downstroke or the upstroke. So the downstroke just means going down, and then an upstroke going up. So down on the bow is on this side, and then up on the bow is this side. So we call this right here the tip. Now you're gonna need one of these, and this is a shoulder rest. And there's different styles of them, but they all basically fit on the same. And its purpose is to allow you to place your instrument, but make it to where your left hand doesn't have to hold the instrument up. So the way I place that is I'll take one hand. This is kind of, I don't normally do it exactly like this, but I'll take one hand to position one side of the shoulder rest, and I'll swing the other one on until it's well positioned. So, and make sure it's all good and on there. And then once it's on, we don't need the hand to hold up the instrument anymore. Okay? Now, in the next video, I'll explain more about the hold of the bow, because there is a specific way to hold it. But for now, just hold it any way that's comfortable to you. And we're just going to try to play on the second string here, the second thinnest string, which is the A string. and you're just going to try to get a nice note. You don't want to get a real gritty sound like that, okay? Just kind of be light on the string when you start with the bow, and get some bow speed. Don't do it really slow, and just get a nice note. And try to use as much bow as you can, okay? And I want you to do that on each string. So the thinnest string we have is the E string, and then the A string, which we just played. Then we have the D string, and then the G string. So those are the 4 strings we have on our instrument. And if you can encompass those things, you'll be well on your way to getting it to where you can start the path to become a musician. There, I couldn't talk. There we go. Anyway, and I'll see you guys on the next Fiddlin' Friday, which I'll talk more about the bow hold and also a little bit more about the position of our left hand on the instrument. See you guys next time.